Now that the box office totals have been set for both Disney's early film slate and the Minecraft movie that has taken cinemas by storm, it's worth comparing the various films involved and attempt to figure out just exactly what happened to make Disney's films bomb at the box office, and why Minecraft has resonated so much with its intended audience. Let's explore the theatrical releases for early 2025 and dive into what that might mean for the rest of Disney's upcoming film slate here on That Park Place.
We need to talk about Disney's box office fortunes here. They don't seem to be doing very well. Vash, have you seen the Minecraft movie?
I have not seen the Minecraft movie, but I feel like I'm the only person in this country who hasn't, with that amazing box office record that they achieved over the weekend right here. Not just domestic, but international as well. Woo-wee!
A $300 million opening. My goodness. Also, the biggest opening for a video game film of all time. A little bit. It could have been inflation. Could have been a little bit of inflation there. But that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this coming weekend to see whether or not Minecraft, which appears to be a meme movie, I'm thinking it has the same audience as all those gentlemen showing up dressed to the nines, showing up for the Minion movie. I wonder if they're going to keep going to the Minecraft movie. I wonder if this box office of 300 million is going to give it some momentum as people keep coming back to the theaters for it. I'm just predicting and think they're going to have a good second weekend. That's just my take on it. I'm not a box office analyst, even though I work with a lot of people who would call themselves that. They do a pretty good job of it. Not me. Meanwhile, this also removes an excuse from the company that we cover so very often here on That Park Place. Looking at this, Captain America: Brave New World finally crawls towards $200 million domestic box office after a disastrous 8-week run in theaters. I'm going to tell you guys, Captain America: Brave New World is a better movie than Snow White. It definitely is a better movie than Snow White. There's more redeemable about that movie. Also, the fact that it didn't have a very good opening, despite defying their usual method over there at Marvel of putting out the movie and then a few weeks later putting out something to show you, oh, here's the thing, that if you didn't show up at the first one, here's that Red Hulk. They just went ahead and put him in all the marketing for the film. There's history of that. Like, for instance, they didn't put out a trailer that had Giant Man in it for Civil War until several weeks later. The people who are not worried about spoilers and they're just going to go see it whenever, they then use those spoiler things to market the film. Brave New World had none of that, and it only made it to $200 million domestic. That is the most favorable market for Disney as far as how much they take home. Well, now Snow White is not doing so well either. Fell out of last weekend's top 3 as a Minecraft movie stampedes into the box office. Obviously, this is a little older of an article. We don't have a current update here on That Park Place about the Snow White movie, but it's really not making that much money. I had predicted 350 million for this movie. I don't even think that it's going to get to 350 million. It's dropped off entirely. The Chosen today has the second and third spots on the numbers right now. Looking at this, the worldwide gross on Disney's Snow White is currently $168 million. That's not much at all. So I think that, and they might have even gotten a boost from the people who tried to go to Minecraft and couldn't go see. Couldn't make it into theaters. That is how big the Minecraft movie is. We're wondering if people were turned away from watching the film at this point. I think I'm going to have to go watch it. I'm going to go watch it with an eye for the fact that it's made by one of the guys who made Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, and it's got Jack Black. So I'm hoping for a little bit of that magic. I'm hoping it's a quirky one that I actually love, because Jack Black is hilarious to me. So I'm going to go in with the idea that it's a weird movie that I might like. I think my expectations need to be set pretty low, though. Vash, just checking in. Are you planning to go see the Minecraft movie?
Probably not, to be honest with you. It's look, I'm glad that people are having so much fun with that movie. We've seen some social media reactions to that in which people are like, screaming and howling at the screen and so forth. It's quite interesting, this whole reaction to this film. I don't think I'll be seeing it and joining in, but hey, they're having a lot more fun with this movie than they did with Snow White. It's interesting. Variety had this to say on it. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on screen real fast. This is from April 5th, 2025. Snow White earned $1.5 million on Friday. Domestic gross now stands at $72 million, and the film is in serious danger of not even hitting $100 million in North America, a disastrous result for a $250 million Hollywood production. We know that's far, far more than that. And I think we were talking on the pro show last night that this thing has a real danger of not even hitting $200 million worldwide, which would be a stunning result for a film as high profile as this one. Obviously, this was based on the 1937 animated classic that built the Walt Disney Company, and to have it be Iger's Folly is really, really fascinating.
Right. Just to make sure everybody understands this, The Marvels is just under $200 million worldwide, and The Marvels, I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't actually say out loud. The Marvels is a better movie than Snow White. It is.
Yeah.
But it's also not a finished film. It's one of the few films that I refuse to rate it as anything realistic because it is I for incomplete. It is not an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F. It is an I because it is not a finished film.
That's pretty good.
But now, looking at this, Thunderbolts is now having weekend projections for their opening weekend as Marvel's box office woes continue. You can go check this article out on that Park Place here. I don't have anything against any of the characters that these people are playing. I think it's a little weird that they've got a second Black Widow. Ghost, I hope that Ghost has a personality this time around, because her and Ant-Man and the Wasp was kind of one note. She was playing a revenge plot, so revenge is generally a one note story. And over here we got David Harbour, a guy who can somehow be charming but is also a communist. So I don't know, he's got the high potential to say some Zedler like comments here. They need to be very careful putting him in front of an audience. But I like Red Guardian, and he plays Hopper great. I don't know. I'm not caught up on Stranger Things, so whenever I say something like that, there's usually someone in the chat that says, "But didn't you see in season 8 when he did the awful thing?" I don't know. I'm just saying I like an actor. Marvel Studios may be facing yet another uphill battle at the box office. First box office projections for the Thunderbolts are in, and they paint a concerning picture for a film already carrying a hefty production price tag. According to early industry estimates, the movie is expected to earn 65 to 85 million during its opening domestic weekend, a modest debut for a film with a reported, emphasis on reported, $200 million budget. So I think, especially considering that Minecraft movie just came in and made $300 million, you've got movies that like Five Nights at Freddy's. I think the budget was appropriate for a Five Nights at Freddy's film. I think it might have been only $50 million, but made quite a bit of money its opening weekend. I think it was kind of a surprise here. I think Michael Bay has a Skibidi Toilet movie that he currently has the rights to, which I bet that thing gets fast tracked as soon as possible here. I think the YouTube generation, as in the people who were raised on YouTube, I think that they are finally being served at the theaters because they're not interested in Marvel movies as much as Disney would like to say that they have a brand that appeals to children. No, they do not. I think that Disney, I'm just going to point this out to you again. If you're paying attention, I don't think that the film rights for Hello Neighbor have been snatched up yet. So go check that one out. Go see how popular that one is on YouTube, and maybe snatch up the rights for that. Or Undertale, or anything. Just go watch whatever it is that Matt Pat over there on Game Theory has been covering for the last, I don't know, 10 years. That channel has existed for 30 years, despite YouTube having only been around since like 2005. Uh, I think that this is the new generation's movie here, a Minecraft movie that happens to have Jack Black in it, so it has family friendly appeal. And Disney's got Thunderbolts. And Thunderbolts, I think, has limited appeal to the Minecraft crowd. There might be some crossover there, but I don't think there is much there. I think Disney doesn't have anything in their docket here that can compete with the things that might be over there at theme park, like say that Epic Universe with its How to Train Your Dragons and its Donkey Kongs and all that. And that being said, Donkey Kong and Super Nintendo World probably competing in a completely different section of video games than Minecraft, but children are playing Mario games more often than they're watching Disney content because Mario is there every single day. You just press the button, turn it on, and there's about 100 different Mario games they could be playing. I don't know. I think that the industry right now is showing signs of actually making a major shift away from things that appealed to millennials and Gen Z, and could actually start with some Gen Alpha properties that have not been touched yet with Minecraft movie. I think the Thunderbolts, it might do okay. But Vash, you're younger than me, but I still don't think you're part of the generation that I've described here. Do you think that this is a seed change in movies here? Do you think the Minecraft movie is actually a sign that Disney's got nothing?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, they need their films to be hits like Minecraft, to be really resonant with a younger generation, but also a generation that or an audience that happens to be enthusiastic to the degree that they are for a Minecraft movie, because that's what sells merch. I mean, I went to somewhere in Southern California here most recently, and when I walked in, it was amazing because I saw a group of teenagers and they had like Minecraft merch, and you can tell if they came from the film. And I saw a similar scene when when the Super Mario Brothers movie was actually out. I saw kids wearing Super Mario Brothers merch that they had purchased actually at the land that it was just recently debuted at Hollywood around that time, and people were very enthusiastic and they were supporting that film to a large degree. This is really the kind of enthusiasm that Walt Disney requires for its pictures, and they're just not getting it. And they've stopped being that resonant influence that they had been for, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 years prior to 2020. And that's a big problem. If you're looking at the box office tracking for Thunderbolts, like you said, 65 million to 85 million. Again, Minecraft made $163 million domestic in that first weekend right there. This is far less than half if you take that low end figure that Thunderbolts is tracking for. So they need to, first of all, restart that creative engine in a big way. I understand Bob Iger, is like, oh, hey, we're a creatively driven company. We're so story driven. No. You're really not. You need to get a creative talent in the doors that can resonate with a younger audience. That's for sure. And two, I think you just you gotta stop mining stuff that isn't at all resonating with the younger audience. I think that's the other point of this.
Yeah. I just think there's an entire list of IP that Disney does not currently have available to them. The intention with Ninja Vanish is correct. Minecraft started with millennials, but it's taken on a completely different audience. There's a meme generation with Minecraft that came after the initial wave of Minecraft. And Stitch too. Yeah, Stitch has the possibility of doing fantastic numbers. I'm going to point that out. But there are things that I think that if I started naming off things that are actually of appeal to children right now, that a lot of people would think that I am spouting gibberish. Like, for instance, Hello Neighbor, as I mentioned before, or Poppy Playtime, which has actually existed for quite some time, but it's a creepy puppet looking guy. Of course, Five Nights at Freddy's, that could be a whole cinematic universe. unto itself. There are so many things out there right now that are just not even on Hollywood's radar. And of course, the scourge of the video game industry, and something that should not be available to children because it is the worst thing out there, Roblox. Uh, they could do a Roblox movie and they could animate it for cheap, and it would make all the money. But Disney's strategy of buying up all the things that are popular, well, the problem is that you get like Andy in Toy Story 2. I don't want to play with you no more. They got to the end of 2019 and Marvel just dropped off like a rock. Or they got done with Star Wars and Star Wars dropped off like a rock, even though there were people who were used to Star Wars not being popular that stuck around for a very long time. Disney is a company that says that it's a storytelling company, but they got nothing. Hey, by the way, if you want to go talk to Nintendo, just going to point out that Animal Crossing ripe for an adaptation, and you could pretty much do anything you want with that movie, and you wouldn't even have to have that high of stakes, just paying off debts. I don't know. I don't think Nintendo's going to let Disney have any of their properties, but I think there's a big change in the movie industry, and that Minecraft is just the harbinger of things to come.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.